In what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
A very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely? What you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper-successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
You want to talk about America? Employment law is a joke. But let's talk about a bigger joke. Let's talk about fucking drag queen story hour. Let's talk about marrying a chick who refuses to suck your dick and then leaves you, takes all your stuff, and you have to pay her money for the rest of her life so she has enough money for gas to drive over to that dude's house and suck his dick. When you talk about America, America's a failed society. Of course, America, you can't do anything. Of course, America, you can't fire incompetent imbeciles. Oh, I can't fire him because his employment contract. Listen, I will close my company before I continue to pay a pussy who doesn't deserve it. America's a failed society.
Hey guys, on today's episode of Manhood, I'm going to go over a child support case where a side chick took a man to court. For privacy reasons, I'm going to call the two involved Joe and Lisa. So let's get into it. The judge asked Lisa if she's sure Joe is the real father, and her reply was, "That's what the DNA results show." That's crazy. She's done a test in the past because she wasn't sure if he was actually the father. Only God knows how many men Lisa has slept with leading up to her tryst with Joe. Anyways, back to the case. The judge then asked Lisa if she knows how many kids Joe has that are under 18. Guess what she said? "I don't know." This makes my eyebrow raise when I hear about the backstory of cases like this. Out here making babies with someone you don't even know. Don't know how many kids he has. That is really sad. Lisa then proceeds to say that she doesn't want back child support. But watch how fast these types of women change their minds. Let's talk about Joe now. Joe stays in the United States. He told the judge that he makes $3,500 every 2 weeks. Joe said he already has insurance available for the child, and that he pays $350 every 2 weeks for insurance since they always remove it from his paycheck. Joe has like 8 people on insurance. How many out of the 8 people are under 18, the judge asked. Joe couldn't figure it out fast. He was stammering. I guess I shouldn't blame Lisa anymore, as even the man at the center of this comedy is confused. This, by the way, is a recipe for financial disaster. Any man who can't even count how many kids he has with his wife and other women he's seeing. After much stammering, Joe said he had 5 children less than 18 years old on insurance. 2 of those 5 kids live with him, while he pays child support for the other 3 children. A financial specialist came into the picture and claimed that Joe made $145K the previous year. I bet the side chick doesn't even know about this too. Joe had 3 children in another case, and that one of those children had emancipated in his other child support case. So a proper estimate that Joe might have to pay hasn't been given yet. But a rough estimate was given, $1,435 per month, I think. The judge went further to ask Joe if he is the biological father or the stepfather of those 5 kids. Joe said he is the biological father, and that 2 of his kids stay with him, while the other 3 stay with their moms. You might be wondering why they are harping on whether or not those 2 kids living with him are biologically his or not. If those are his stepkids, then even if he's taking care of them financially, he will not get credit for that, meaning they will factor that in despite what these people want you to think. Nobody gives stepdads credit for anything. It's a silly position. But if you decide to put yourself there, then that's on you. Fast forward to the child support payments. Since Joe is already paying child support for the 3 kids that are with their moms, his take-home pay is really little. But I want you to understand something. The divorce court doesn't care. After factoring out tax, insurance payments, and retirement savings, the divorce court system doesn't care how much you have left over. They'll give an estimate based on the money you collect before all those expenses I mentioned earlier. So they have the power to take all of your money. Now here's the fun part. Lisa comes out and asks the court how much Joe is actually supposed to pay for child support because she's confused about how much Joe makes. She's not confused, guys. She's just conniving. Isn't $1,435 per month enough to take care of a baby? That's $17,000 after tax, plus only God knows how much he's paying for child support for his other children. Modern women are typically needy. Lisa could have the $1,435 per month, but she wanted more. I want you to realize that the judge made an estimate based on the money Joe made last year. That's $145K. That was Joe's best year. No one is sure if Joe will be able to make that money again. Man, so sorry, Joe. Did I mention that Lisa already spoke to the judge about moving to Houston? She said she wants to be closer to her family in Houston. Yippity-yap. You want to move to Houston. You're doing 3 things. You're collecting $1,435 per month and also depriving Joe of seeing his child, the man you're enforcing child support on. This is how too many of these modern women behave. For these modern women, it's never about what's best for the kids. It's always about what's best for them. She's not even thinking about how Joe will spend time with his child. Good thing there's a rule that prohibits such nonsense. I thought Lisa said she didn't want back child support. I wonder why she's changing her mind. Look, you can't make this shit up. The modern women comedy makes me laugh. Hey, stay safe out there, brothers. There are hungry wolves out there looking for men to devour. Always use protection and avoid having lots of baby mamas at all costs. That's all for today, guys. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons to get more content like this every week. See you next time.